Hello, movers and shakers. How the heck are you guys today? Today, we're going to be talking about business analytics and how to positively affect your business statistics to be able to turn your business around from an emergency condition that might be happening with your business. Now, this isn't something that you're going to find a lot talked about, hardly at all, if ever, in the business book. So, all you business majors in college, this isn't something you're going to find in your schooling. This isn't something you're going to find where it's going to be a systemized 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 step process to actually turn your statistics around for the better, right? We're going to give you an actual doable, practical, usable system so that when your business or you're not making, your money's not coming in like it was, we're going to give you a usable system to move the stuff back up into abundance and prosperity. Sound pretty cool? Well, stay tuned. Hi guys, I am Jay Burnham and this is the Real Jay Burnham Show. I'm so glad to have you here, guys. If you're not a subscriber to this channel, please do so right over there. I always get that left right thing when it's on the camera. Go right over there. There's a little subscribe button. Hit that. There's also a little bell icon. Hit that and you will be informed anytime that I upload a new video. Okay, so let's talk about analytics. Now, believe it or not, if you're so in tune to your business that you know the analytics of your business, then you will be able to conquer your business. The problem is I don't know. Let's do this. Have you ever watched the show Shark Tank? You know, the show with Mr. Wonderful and Lori Grenier and Damon Johns and Robert Herjavec and of course Mark Cuban. Great show. I watch it every week when it's on. I grab the shows, I watch it, everything. But one of the things that they talk about is knowing your numbers, right? You got to know how much money you're bringing in, how much it costs to how much money does it cost to get a new customer into your business? How much are your bills? All this. You got to know your numbers. And so many businesses, they don't know their numbers. And the problem that I find out with the companies that do know their numbers, they don't know how to handle the numbers correctly. They're not using the correct practical formulas that it takes to get the numbers from, let's say, non-existence up to prosperity, to abundance. All right. But today we're going to be talking about emergency. But let's go over some of the statistics of what I'm talking about. Okay. So the first one is a danger condition, right? It's when the stats are going down steeply, right? It looks like this. If your money, your income is going down like this, the number of leads you're getting is going down like this, you're in danger, Will Robinson. Woot, woot, woot. Danger, danger. So there are practical steps you could do to reverse this trend. And this is not the video for it, but we will do it later down the road. We'll do a video about how to be able to reverse this trend to get it going back up the right way. Okay? This is called a danger trend, right? This is the one we're going to discuss today. This one is called the emergency. It is going down. You can see the line. It's going down, but it's not going down steeply. It's going down sort of incrementally. There's ups, there's downs, there's highs and there's lows, but it's just the steady. The actual degree is actually just kind of a steady, slow fall. Right? This is called an emergency, and this is what we're going to teach you how to. We're going to show you how. We're going to give you 5 steps. That's actually going to be able to reverse this trend. Now, these are what's called a normal trend. And unlike the emergency trend, this one is slowly going upwards. Okay? This one is slowly going upwards. So you can see that it's moving forward. This is called normal operation. This is when you're day-to-day, everything's going smoothly. It's just chunking along, doing what you're supposed to be doing. There's actually a formula to get it to go even higher, to like make it rocket, but that we're not going to talk about that one today. But this is a normal. And the reason why I'm showing you these different statistics different trends is because I want you to show you the difference between them so that you understand when I'm talking about how to handle these different things, that you understand. Now, this is an abundance trend. You can see it's going steeply. It's completely opposite of the danger trend, right? It's going steeply, right? So you got this trend and it's going up high. Now there's an actual formula to maintain and actually increase this statistic. Again, we're not talking about it. What we're going to talk about is emergency condition. It's the emergency statistic, and this could apply to any statistic or the overall company in general. But I want to show you the two different things. So you got the emergency here, and then you got normal here. Notice that the emergency condition is slowly decreasing. The normal condition is slowly increasing. Now, what if it's just straight right across? Well, if a normal is slightly increasing and the emergency is going down, and you're keeping straight, if it's just a straight line, guess what? If normal's slightly going up and it's a straight line, then eventually, compared to, if it's going a straight line, compared to the normal, it's still going to be an emergency condition. So if you're flatlining, if it's just flat, that's an emergency condition. All right. So do not, just because the stat might not be going down, doesn't mean you're not in an emergency. Okay. So emergency is when it's flat or when it's going down. All right, so those are the different statistics. And there are different formulas and practical steps you could do to alter it, to bring you up to abundance. But today, let's talk about the emergency, because most of us are going to find ourselves in an emergency condition, because a long-term emergency condition will lead into a danger condition, which leads into just no longer being in business. All right, so let's handle the emergency thing. So the first thing you need to do, let's say you're not getting enough sales. Let's just take the statistic of sales. You're not coming in, the sales are flatlining or they're slightly going down from last week or yesterday, or even on an hourly trend throughout the day. It's flatlining. So what are you going to do? You're going to promote. You're going to start pushing out promotion, whatever that is. Advertising, newspaper articles, Craigslist ads, whatever it is that takes going to get the promotion, going to more network meetings, just getting the name out there. If you have to go and knock on doors, go and knock on a door, right? Because you got to keep track. There's a good friend of mine who works in the financial counseling business. His name's Ben. Great guy. I talk to him a lot. He and I have a great relationship. He was talking to me about one time when you go out there and he knows if he knocks on 100 doors, he's going to get one client, right? That's a statistic. So he knows he's got to go out there. So what happens when he only knocks on 90 doors on Monday, and then only on 80 doors on Tuesday, and then 70 doors on Wednesday, and so on and so forth? You're getting that slow decrease. So what's he got to do? Well, he goes, well, if he knows he's got to hit 100 to get one client, well, he's got to start knocking on doors because he's got to make up for all those that he didn't, right? So, it's 70, 60. Now he's like 50. So he's got to do 50, 50 knocks plus 40 knocks, 90 plus, and so on. So he's got to do like about 200 knocks. So what does he got to do? He's got to go out there and start promoting. He's just got to start promoting the heck out of it. And on the next day, he's got to go and do like 200, 300 knocks to make up for that downtrend and to replace what he's going to have to get for the next week. You see what I'm saying? So you got to promote, get the advertising out, do what it takes to get out there and get your name known. All right, doesn't matter what it is. More advertising, more letters, more email letters, more more postcards, whatever. Now, one thing what happens with the internet marketers, what they do when they know that their stats, they'll go out and they'll send out an email blast to their entire email list. And they know that if they do that, then their stats will go up and they'll start making more money. So that's why you see like internet marketers really like every like 2-3 weeks or whatever, they're gonna like pop you with something they're trying to sell or some sort of special. Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to compensate for that emergency trend that they get throughout the first couple weeks or month or so on. So when it starts going down, they're going to get up and then they're going to pop it up again, and then they'll bring it back up into abundance, and then it'll come down, and then they'll pop it back up again. And basically what they're doing is they're creating short-term emergencies and a short-term abundance to get a long-term either straight flat line or normal condition, which is emergency. So what they should do is just continue promoting constantly, right? They should always be constantly selling something, whether you're following the jab, 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 right hook method by Gary Vaynerchuk, or you're just being a dick and being a hard seller, okay? So the first step is get out there, start promoting. When you notice your status going down slowly, get out there and promote your job, promote your business, promote whatever you need to do. 2, you got to change how you're doing things. Let's take again my example of my friend Ben. Let's say he wasn't knocking on doors. What was the thing? He obviously changed a method of operation, right? He changed his MO, so now he's not doing as much as he was. So now what he's got to do is he's got to change that behavior again and realize, oh, I was doing this, I'm not doing this, let's do it again and get it back up there. So you've got to change how things are being done right now. Not how they were done, but how you're doing them right now. So if you've gotten in a lazy mode or you just got over busy, you've got to change that. You've got to change how you're doing things right now in the moment to get it going forward, right? Right? Okay, good. The next thing you need to do is economize. Now, in the case of a business, economize, that seems kind of, common sense. Well, that means we just, we're not going to spend as much money. Yes, that's exactly. But it also could be your time. Maybe you're wasting, Ben started wasting too much time doing paperwork, or maybe he was answering stupid questions from the phone, or, maybe he was watching Hulu on his phone when he should have been on the phone talking to people. I don't know. This is just a hypothetical thing. But whatever he was doing, he's got to economize. Whatever, it could be time, it could be money, it could be expenses, whatever it is. It could be whatever you need to economize. You need to cut the waste, and basically just get down to the brass tacks of what you need to do, whether it's time, efficiency, money, so on. So don't be spending money when you're in an emergency. Don't be spending money on things you can't afford. That's just stupid. You don't do that. You don't spend money on things you can't afford. I would like to get this thing. No. It also means don't be spending any money, right? This is what the problem with the government does. The government, things are starting to go down. So what they want to do is they want to throw money at things. No, that's not the time to do it. That's the time to stop spending money. That you put a halt on it. You shut that bank door and you lock it and you turn it and you don't spend a dime on anything, right? And you cut back on expenses. You cut back on hiring people. You cut back on whatever you need to do. If you need to cut hours for people because they're wasting too much time in the business, then you cut people. If you got too many people, you cut the people. You get rid of the fat and you go right back to the meat of the thing. That's what you need to do. Economize, right? Cut back. Make sure you're not spending any money on things you can't afford or need. You only spend the money on those things you have to spend money on, like the bills, like payroll, like taxes, things like that. Any new equipment? No, none, zero, nada. Get it done with what you have. You were able to get it done previously with what you have. You can get it done now with what you have currently. All right, makes sense? All right. The next step, and this is actually this is like step 3A. 3 was economize. Now this is 3A. 3A is save money, save time. Yes, now you cut back, you cut everything down, but now as you're promoting, you're going to start making more money, you're going to start having a little bit more time, you're going to have your efficiency is going to be a little bit better. Save it. How do you do it? You're going to have to put in things in place, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. But now it's time to save stuff. If it's about money, but you're making more money, start saving money for other times in emergency times, when things are going to hit, when the ship is going to hit the rocks later on down the road. This is when you start saving your money, right? Start saving, right? Another way you can do it is start preparing to deliver the product that you're supposed to be doing. Get it ready, get it going, get it going. Save time, save efficiency. You know, so you got the crew, you got the crews all back down. They're getting the right proper hours. Now, what do we got to do to save time? Okay, we're going to have to change some rules. We're going to have to make some new rules to say we're not going to do such and such. If you're going to go over a certain amount of hours, let's say an employee, if you're going to go over a certain amount of hours, you got to get approval. Got to put in a new rule that says they got to get approval for going over those hours, and they got to get it in writing. So on and so forth. You got to put in new rules because, like you said, you got to change. After you changed and you went back to what was working, or you changed what wasn't working to something that is working, you now got to put in rules to keep those changes in place, right? You got to put rules in to keep the saving in place. So all these steps lead to making different rules or putting in rules so that the emergency doesn't happen again. Am I making sense to you? Nod. Don't do this. Nod. All right. So we'll go over the steps again. We're going to go rapid fire. So the first step is promote. Get it out there. Start promoting. Second step, change what you're doing in the present time. Not what was done in the past, but what you're doing in present time. Because what you're doing in present time has created the emergency condition. So you got to change something internally, within yourself, within your mind, within the organization, whatever, change it. 3, economize, cut back. Stop, don't spend any money and start cutting the fat off the pig, right? Just start getting rid of it, right? 3A is start saving, right? When you cut the fat off, put it in, take the fat and stick it over there in the bank someplace. Start putting the fat in the bank. Start putting the potatoes and the carrots and the turnips into the root cellar. I'm just being silly, but I'm trying to give you some practical things that people do, right? It's almost like you got to have a prepper mindset. One of these survivalist prepper guys, they're always thinking about the worst case scenarios. That's what you're kind of doing here in this one. 4, put in rules that will keep those things that are now being beneficial to the statistic, that making things rise. Put in rules that are going to keep those in place. When you put the rules in, then you have checks and balances. And when a rule has been violated, then you know that the danger trend is going to probably be coming again. So you can go, oh, this is what happened. They didn't do X. Let's get X. Let's go and get X back in again. Boom. So on and so forth. It also helps to clarify what your people are supposed to be doing and not doing, right? When you start putting in rules, they now start understanding their job a little bit better. They know that, okay, if I don't do such and such, boss is going to be upset with me. Okay, my job is to do X, Y, and Z, not to do, hang on. Good. So now once you have all of those things in place, now your stats should be going up again. You should be having a nice uptrend. You should be at least in a very, very, very least, you should be in a normal trend. And hopefully you're in an affluence trend. But if not, at the very least, be in a normal trend. So that is how you handle an emergency condition within your business. And the emergency condition is the most important condition, I think, because that is the one we tend to go into first, and that, if not handled, will lead into the down statistics of a danger, and then eventually your company's gone. All right, dangers are, they're kind of an anomaly, and they're only come about usually because of a lack of handling the emergency condition when you should have. It happens after a negligence of using the emergency formula for a long term. So a danger condition rarely comes like right now. It can come in right now, but it's a very rare occurrence. Usually it comes about after a long-term denial of handling the emergency before the danger condition shows its ugly head. So that's why we're going over the emergency condition first, because now, like the movers right now, you guys are going to be heading into an emergency condition because we're in the slow period. The summer peak season is gone and the slow season's in here. Time now to start applying the emergency condition. These 5 steps or 4 steps with one Substack will get you guys to keep the business going normally. This is great. This is a great formula to apply to anybody who has a seasonal business, but it applies to any business and any statistics within the business. All right? Excellent, guys. Hopefully you guys understood this. If you have any questions at all, please leave me a comment below. And if you would like to have this formula or typed out or written up, let me know, and I'll make sure I get that sent out to you. It's a very easy and simple process. All right, guys. Hopefully you liked it. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Make sure you share this with all your family and your friends because it helps my channel to expand and teach other people all these other things. As well, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys very much. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.